Hey, you awesome people, Marcus House with you here. Welcome to episode 2 in this highly modded Galileo PlanetPack installation of Kerbal Space Program 1.3. Today what we're going to do is complete our little science buggy here, but first we just need to pick up a few science points here on the runway, or possibly even off the runway in a second, just so that we can unlock some solar panels. What we're also going to do is unlock some of the core elements of the tech tree today that we need to start doing some real missions out of the atmosphere. I don't want to be buggering around for long at all down here on Gale. So in this one episode we are going to cover all of these things, and if you are new to the game you are going to learn some really interesting tips on the early game, whether it be a stock career or a heavily modded one like this installation here. So I'm really loving this little buggy. It really does handle quite nicely. What we're going to do is just pick up this last little bit of seismic scan here. There we go, grab that there, recover the vessel. Yes, this is just going to give us enough science points now to unlock the next tier. We've got 32 science points. We'll jump into the Research and Development Center here and just have a little bit of a look around. What we really want to have is some solar panels here, and some of these other parts are going to be useful as well. So we can just spend 16 science points on this. We'll spend that 17,000, and I don't think we're going to need much else here. We'll leave the facility, and we'll just modify our little buggy here. Just popping on this little Probidobidyne OKTO2 unit just to give us a little base. It's actually for no other reason. I didn't have any other parts to actually do anything with here. So at the moment, just using our little solar panels here. I want to make quite a large solar array out of these little small ones, just because it takes a little while to recharge all these batteries out on the KSC, just the various areas out there. We're going to be doing a big drive with this, just to pick up all of that wonderful science out there that you may or may not know about. So just doing a little nice grid here of the solar panels. And after I've got these in place, I'll just use the rotate tool here in a second, just to give some of these panels just a slight angle. Probably all detrimental, but just makes it look a little bit cooler. So we'll just move these down just enough using the move tool until they're starting to clip into the core unit there, and then just raise them up just a little. And then I'll just line these ones up to it, just so that they're almost touching. We just want to make it look like one big solar panel. There we go, that's not looking too bad. It's not looking too bad. A lot of you had some great suggestions about what this car should be called in the description from the video the other day, and I must admit I quite liked this one here by the Force of Mole, who basically dubbed it the Scorpio rover. Yep, really like that, mate, nice one. We will refer to this as the Scorpio rover from this point on. So we are now done with this build. We'll just make sure Burberry's loaded in, which he was, and yes, we can take this now for a drive. Come on, Burberry, I'll let you take the wheel of this thing. As mentioned in the previous episode, we have a mod that lets us basically pop Burberry straight into that external command seat without needing to bring out any sort of command pod, so that's really useful. So as we let Burberry drive up here, we're just basically going to explore some of the areas around the KSC, make sure that we can pick up all the science that is available around this area. Probably coming in a bit quick, Burberry! Oh god! No! Oh, and this is why I don't let Burberry drive. This is why I don't let Burberry drive. We haven't lost too much in funds there. Most of our craft has survived. And yes, Burberry, that is the end of driving for you, my friend. I'm going to take this over from now on. Can I actually flip the thing back over? I don't know if I can. Oh wait, I can actually walk straight into it. Is that... I can't remember if that's usually the case. Can you usually just walk through things? I don't think you can. Is this some mod that I've got that's allowing me to do this? I don't know, let me know in the comments. We'll just grab that EVA report first though, recover the vehicles separately, and yes, we'll obviously, as soon as this finishes loading, grab that, come on, and we'll also manually grab the bug there as well. The Scorpio rover, I should say. So let's try this again. So while I'm driving back over here, I'll just let you know that if you haven't seen the very first episode, that does introduce the mod installation that I've got here. All of the mods are listed in the description. I do highly advise to play along with this particular set of mods because it is really fun to play with that very highly modified Galileo PlanetPack. So I'm driving now, just got a little bit of air there again. This vessel is really cool actually. It can turn on a dime. It really can. You know, it just turns so well. We can probably even do some donuts here. That's great. Turn the lights on. Yes. Yes. Look at this crappy little administration building. This is the best we can come up with. They basically bought that thing in on a forklift or something. So we'll just quickly pick up all of that science data there. So the X-Science mod here is telling us that we are landed at Gale's administration area in the lowlands. We can basically pick up that seismic scan, pressure data and temperature scan in all of the biomes we can find. Now here we're actually at the astronaut complex technically, so we can grab all of those again, along with an EVA report as well. We can grab an EVA report for every one of these little areas, which are all classed as separate biomes. So all very awesome. What we need to do here though sometimes is just recharge our battery, because that seismic scan is pretty beefy. It takes quite a bit of power to actually send that back. So over here we're at the R&D area, and look at this crappy little building here. This is part of our research and development center at the lowest tech level. It's basically just a little round brick building. Again, grabbing all of that wonderful science. I mean, each of these little scans are only a few science points each on average, but it all adds up, and at the early part of the game we need all of these science points just so we can unlock a good chunk of that tech tree, just to allow us to have some of the engines and fuel tanks and things that we need to basically get out into orbit. Once we're in orbit, we're all sort of good to go. We can just basically then worry more about grabbing science from the different biomes around the closest moons. Now, if you actually touch the flag here, this is actually classed as a totally separate biome as well, so we can grab the Gale flagpole measurements and send all those back as well. So yeah, how good is that? Now, it does not make any difference whether you're using the stock game or a highly modded game, or even a slightly modded game. It makes no difference. You can basically do the exact same thing. The only difference here being that you probably need to unlock a slightly different set of parts for a different vehicle, because you can't unlock wheels in the stock game as easy as you can with the modified tech tree that we have in this series. In this series, of course, we're using the CommunityTechTree mod, which just gives us a much bigger and more extended tech tree. Whoa, I don't know what was going on there. That was interesting. It gives you a highly modified tech tree. So yeah. So here we are at the tracking station, grabbing all of those same measurements again. Seismic scan, temperature scan, EVA report and seismic scan, getting all those in there. And we can actually head up here in a second to this building at the back, and if we touch it, we'll actually get another biome again. Some of these buildings you can do that, and you really do have to touch it, as you can see there. So grabbing all of that from the tracking station hub, there we go. And yes, now we can do the exact same thing from the vehicle assembly building. You might have spotted me pick up a few science readings from the VAB area, but we can again actually touch the building here and get another whole bunch of them again. So there we go. So by now you've probably noticed there is a pattern going on here. We can basically grab some science readings from every single building around the Kerbal Space Center. So we'll head over here now to Mission Control, probably followed by the space plane hangar, I would say. There we go, we'll pick up all that wonderful science there. And oh, there's a little telescope there. I haven't spotted that before. Is that in the stock game? I can't remember. Let's leave this. We'll leave the seat. We'll go and... Oh, Burberry, you clown, get up. Just grab the seismic scan and get that processing while we go for a little walk. And yes, Burberry with your spacesuit on. Don't really need a spacesuit on Gale's surface, but nevertheless you are wearing one. Can peer out at the universe and see what things are all about. Beautiful shot there of Gale as we zoom out and zoom back in. You just sort of forget how small and dinky all of these little level 1 buildings sort of are when you first boot up the game. It's something I haven't seen for quite some time, because obviously I've been playing a stock game for a really long time. My entire channel has been dedicated almost entirely to the stock games. So yes, it's quite refreshing to come back and restart a brand new game. So here we are at the spaceplane hangar, grabbing all of that wonderful science again, and I think we can also grab some more from the building itself. And I think we just need to then head over to the launch pad and pick up some science from there. So while I'm picking up a little bit more of this science, I have been asked a few times in my last episode 1 of this series how far away the next Call of the Kraken episode of that movie is going to be. I actually don't know yet. I haven't planned it out entirely. It may be quite some time. I must say I've been quite overwhelmed by all of the positive feedback from that video, so if you haven't seen the Call of the Kraken episode 1, do check that out here. I've got a link right here up in the top right, and also at the end screen. You can basically click it there as well. Spent a load of time on that movie. It's definitely the most effort I've ever put into a video, so yes, do check that out. So our time here with Burberry and the Scorpio rover is almost at an end. We're just going to head outside of the KSC area, just so that we can hit the biome just on the outside of this. And you can see the big monolith out there just approaching us. And there we go there. We've just entered the Gale lowlands. So we're now officially out of the KSC area. Grabbing all that stuff, grab that seismic scan again. And while we're here, well, we may as well head over and maybe grab some readings as well from the shores, which is another biome again. So yeah, as you can see just how much you can pick up. There's just biomes here everywhere. I don't think you can get anything from the monolith area. Let's just quickly check. Let's head over there. No, nothing popping up there. I don't think you get anything from the little artifacts around the system. It's a shame that. You should be able to get some science from those as well. So I'm pretty sure that we can just jump into the water here and maybe I'll just touch it. Can I get... Nope. Nope. Oh, okay. I thought you could get... Oh, there we go. There we go. So we can grab some more readings from the shores there. And hopefully Burberry we can get back in. Reverse. I don't think we can touch the ground anymore. Damn it. I was going to drive him back to the KSC, but we might have to recover him from here. That's going to mean a very, very slight loss to the value of our vessel, but I mean, that's a pretty damn cheap vessel, is it? Whoa, okay. And yes, they said that climate change wasn't a thing, but obviously climate change is a thing because the KSC here is underwater. We have 176 science points now, so we managed to get a whole bunch of science from all of that. And as we scroll around the flooded KSC here, we can sort of scroll in. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes I've seen this happen with the Scatterer mod. I think it's the Scatterer mod causing it. You can just basically quick load and then you're all good again. So we have now picked up a whole bunch of those early milestones. You can see we've broken all sorts of land distance records there. Speed records and all sorts of things, EVA tests, returns to the surface. We've launched our first vessel. We have gathered scientific data from Gale. So given that we have a bunch of science points, let's go and spend them. We'll unlock this basic rocketry here. That's only going to cost us 12, so we'll grab that. We get a lot of good parts with that actually. A lot of good fuel tanks and things. The parts are actually 35,000. That's pretty expensive. I'm actually thinking maybe I'll buy all those for the moment. I'm thinking maybe we'll just unlock parts as we need, possibly. Do I need this? I don't know if I do, but I mean it's only 4 points anyway. All those struts and things. I think we could probably use them, but yeah. I mean, see, look there again, 77,000 just for the parts. So I'll unlock those few tiers anyway. We'll just basically buy some parts if we need them as we're building. It's probably the easiest thing to do instead of wasting all of our money. So we'll just head over to mission control, and I just want to pick up the escape the atmosphere mission for the moment. I don't really want to do any of those other little testing parts sort of missions. They're just kind of a pain. I want to get out and do something useful. So we'll just grab that one mission. We'll head to the vehicle assembly building and we'll modify our vessel from Flight 1. That was from episode 1. Grab some batteries here. Pop that on. We've just added the chute, obviously. And actually, no. I'm going to use the big battery. We'll get rid of that. We'll put the big battery on the bottom. Just putting that chute back on. Battery down the bottom. And what I'm going to do is make a liquid-fueled first stage. So we'll grab the FLT 800 fuel tank and we'll grab the Reliant engine, pop that down there on the bottom. Now if we have a look at Kerbal Engineer, which is a great mod that everybody should have installed, we can see that our Delta V there in the atmosphere is over 3,000, well over 3,000 actually, 3,600, and our thruster weight is 1.97, so yes, this is going to get us quite a distance. Actually, that is almost enough to get into orbit, only by probably, I don't know, maybe 500 meters per second, then you'd get into orbit with this quite easily. So I just spotted this interesting little decoupler here, Universal Storage Decoupler. I haven't seen this before, I don't know what it does. It doesn't seem to pop up in my staging, so that's the interesting thing here. It says it cannot be staged by overeager ground staff and must be activated by direct command of the crew. Decoupling function currently disabled. Maybe you need to manually decouple this? I don't know. It would be nice if I could just decouple that. Just not sure how it works. I'll have to read up more about that. We'll just quickly pop on a few of these seismic accelerometers though. Ideally I should have the science lab. I'll just save this. We'll just go and unlock that tier because I've got plenty of science points. We'll unlock the basic science tier just because I really want that science junior unit there. But I'm not going to purchase all the parts because it's 35,000, so we'll jump back into the vehicle assembly building and I'll just manually unlock that science junior unit there, and we'll just pop that above the battery. I could probably just whack on some landing legs just in case I can recover this thing, which again I don't think I can, but that's okay. I'll just pop them there just in case, because we're going to upgrade this this rocket when we do have some more parts. So we'll contract those up, save this, and launch. So the main goal of this mission is just to complete that contract to leave the atmosphere, but while I'm on the launch pad here, I'll just grab that material study and I'll just quickly recover the vessel and come back out to the launch pad just so that I don't have to come and pick it up. Okay, so we have launched. Obviously we're going to just slightly tilt this over towards the 90-degree mark. Now we don't have a gimbaling engine, this is only the Reliant engine, no gimbaling available. That's why I have those little control surfaces at the end. Give us a little bit of control there. We don't want to bank over too fast because we basically want to come straight up and then straight down. So seeing as this is a new series and there could be quite a lot of new players watching, I'll just try to explain some of the basics of the flight profile that we're going through here. Essentially we want to launch in a 90-degree direction because that is the direction that Gale is rotating around. So we actually get to save just a little bit of fuel because we are letting Gale's rotation basically throw us in this direction as it is. If we wanted to launch in the opposite direction, we would not only need to cancel out Gale's rotation, we would need to then launch in the opposite direction. So it would cost us quite a lot more delta V to actually launch backwards around Gale in a retrograde direction. Retrograde meaning basically the opposite direction that Gale is rotating. So of course I don't have any stability assist helper controls here, so I'm going to try to manually point this retrograde. There's no chance, I don't think, that I can actually bring this in backwards because the center of lift is way down the bottom, but I was just going to try to wipe off some velocity just to see if our parachutes will deploy, but no. No, there's no chance I'm going to be able to do that. It is designed as a missile, and a missile it shall be. So down we come here. Will we wipe off enough velocity to be able to deploy the chutes? Come on, come on. Yes, deploy, deploy. It's not going to make it. Yep, okay, so that was temporary. I did try to actually decouple that thing by right-clicking the probe core unit, but there was no option there, so I suspect you do need to have a crewed capsule to be able to do that. So we've completed the contract, we've escaped the atmosphere. There's another 18,000 in funds for us there. So I'll just head into our mission control building here. There's pretty much nothing else I want to grab here except for just the orbit mission. So that's going to give us 43,000, 15,000 advance, another 28,000 in completion. So that's a good contract to have. Anyway, we have to do it at some point, so we'll accept that contract. And yes, what we'll do is close this off, and I think we'll leave it there for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Please do take a second and hit that like button. All your support is just awesome. If you have any questions for me, please do whack them in the comments below. If this video has earned your subscription, welcome to the channel. And for all my existing subscribers, thanks for being awesome. As mentioned, please do check out the Call of the Kraken movie from the tile in the bottom left. In the top right is a latest video, and the bottom right, a video that YouTube has selected from my channel just for you, using some kind of black magic. You can also follow me on Twitter at MarcusHouseGame. Thank you for watching, we'll see you in the next video.